tabletop. We'll do that later. Tabletop is trimmed up, roller, and then just start pushing dirt down from everywhere we can get it, basically, to fatten up and maybe able to step up there. So that's where we're at. You guys know me well enough by now to know that I get carried away when I'm pushing dirt and things are charging. So I don't know where I left off, to be honest with you. I think I was trimming up that tabletop, step up tabletop. So I've gone the whole way around the corner, up the hill, come back down, around the corner, up the hill. There's a tabletop sort of section up the top there, trimmed all the way down through the back side of that berm. So it comes down, there's a little lip coming down this bowl, real fairly steep berm. Come powering up this hill, then we might make a bit of a roll there. We'll see how we go. There's a dozed on a fair angle there, where the kookaburra is, and then it's going to come back down, back up one more time, and then back down, and then meet into that corner there, which we'll reshape and rework. So the track's coming along really well. You guys have seen bugger all of it, but hopefully you're enjoying what you do see, and yeah, like the progress. I'll take you for a lap of what we've done so far in the morning, which is good fun section. Yeah, that's it for today. Tuck it up before the sun goes down, but let's get stuck in again in the morning. It's day 4. Day 4. Have a look at this magnificent thing. It's coming along nicely now. So day 4, I've got the second tabletop on this straight down the bottom here. I'm going to extend that just because I over jump it, and James thought something bigger would give him something more to work towards, which is perfect. We've worked up the top of that hill there, just by the dozer. It'll come back down the bottom, back up again, and back down again before it meets the first line that we cut in. So each one of those, given the right amount of space and braking room and everything else, may have lips at the top, sort of, so you can jump down the hill. Otherwise, if we find we carry enough quarter speed, we'll put the lip on the uphill so you can jump into the corner. But the camera doesn't really do it justice. It gets pretty steep. That downhill where the next one to come down, and then up and back, we'll just start cutting it into the ground and see how it fares. But so today, I also got to rework this corner after the cows. Obviously didn't get a chance to wheel it in and compact it before the cows destroyed it, so got to get some damp material up for that, and that whole top section as well. Then but now we've got the electric fence wire here. The cows aren't in this paddock, but when they do come back, that wire will be right through, so they will stay off the track. So today, day 4, I will have it all joined up, and then aim to have it completed today. It'll just depend on how long it takes me in the posi to trim up everything and compact. As you can see here, the whole sides of the tabletop are wheel rolled, sides of the tabletops are wheel rolled, and then brushed over to get compaction and then make sure it holds up. Yeah, so that's it. And I was a bit concerned about storage on the camera yesterday, day before. So the time lapses and then the video bit of speaking. You probably like not seeing my head anyway, but I raced last night to a big W to pick up a a spare SD card, so we've got heaps and heaps of storage space. Now my only challenge for today is keeping up with the batteries. So let's go. Hi guys, I'm going to pop you up on the berm here. Obviously this is not trimmed up yet. And we're going to cut some material, some from here and some from there, just to push up and sort of fatten that tabletop out. I'm going to be honest with you, I think in line with that peg. So basically in line with the dozer is where I want the Leonardo to be. So basically you add half that onto it again, and then it'll be good. So let's build. So I'm having a win with this battery, keep an eye on it today. Heaps of room on the SD card, so we're on. Now, just pushed all that in, added a fair whack of meat to that length of that tabletop. Now I'm just going to jump in the posi, tidy all this up, push in, track roll the sides of it. It's pretty repetitive, so I'll give you an update when I'm done, because like, that'll just waste my battery. And it's literally just me just tracking up and down, little touch here and there with a bucket, and smooth it, push that pile up, and then track it back down, and it's just very, very repetitive. So I'll show you when it's finished. Guys, I'll give you a bit of a look at what I'm doing. It's a pain in the ass. Tracking the whole side of it in so it's compacted good. Unfortunately, I have to drag the arse of the big girl a little bit, because once you get into that steepness there, but because we're not coming out to flat, coming up to this rise here where the back of this berm is, it's a bit tight. So I'm going to come back to starting from this end and work my way through, push a bit of extra material in there, try and fill up that valley a little bit more, and then I should drag the arse for a little bit less, ideally. But I'll pop you guys up on the blade of the 5 here, and you can have a look. Watch the joys of it all. That gives you an idea. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Trimming it up a bit. I'm not going to bother shaping that up anymore in between there. It's just a nuisance because it's so tight between the berm and the tabletop. It's compacted, so it's fine. This berm here I've done round to there. I've got to take the top off it, but won't do any more there because I've got to cut that line in round there. By the time I cut that in, they might almost marry up, you know. It's going to be, again, another tight section to work in, so I don't want to bother trimming that up if I'm going to have to move any extra fill. So now I'm going to put this bad boy on charge. I know I say that a lot, but so you're not missing out, all I'm going to be doing is cutting in this line here. Cutting in this line here, goes up and down, up and down. All right, and then I'll check back in very, very shortly and show you where we're at with it. So I've wheel rolled all this berm, I've shaped this up so you can see now you come down the hill, sort of jump down the hill a little bit, around that berm there, up the hill, big climb, around that top there, and there's a little bit of a, it's very, very mellow, little rise, what sort of levels there, it's not really a rise because we're going downhill, to a small sort of tabletop section on the downhill, so you can land down low, quickly into this corner. Now I have run that berm a little bit short, just because I see how it goes with water. So we never get to build up of water in there. That one we're going to have to put a drain in, if I'm even pointing in the right direction. Yeah, the further one over. Then I've cut this one up the hill so I get a rise there, and then got a bounce out of that and on the gas. Up around this corner I've wheel rolled all this in. Then we're going to get back into this cut down the hill. I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to put a tabletop, like a little lip down, and a more of a downy at the bottom. So, and then we join it up, big berm in the bottom there. Because it's out from the flat, it's out further, we'll be able to still put a big berm in there and not have to worry about the water drainage. And then we rework this dry section. And that's the track all banged in, apart from obviously the rest of the trim work. Sides of that tabletop, both sides, berms, back of this berm's got to be done, back of that one will be done a bit more, that step up over there is got to be done, back to that berm, the transfer there, it's sort of like a spine, I guess, sort of, but transfer. Just something different in the track. Apart from that, all up around the backs, maybe the backside of that very far berm can be done too. Just work around so we can get to. Some of it's very limited access, trees against it and whatnot, and then we'll be finally ready for you guys, put you guys on board for a lap around it. But obviously you can see where the original tabletop was that I did this morning, how much extra length's been added into it. So almost in line with the berm there, the centre point of the berm is where the old tabletop, maybe further. Anyway, you get it, you saw me build it. So it's going to be good fun to ride, but let's get stuck into this downhill. I'm puffed because I just ran up the hill. It's quite steep down here. I had all this trimmed up, obviously I've destroyed it with the doze tracks. I needed to finish this part of the berm anyway. So I'll get the posi and shape that in after. So I've got like basically a roller. As soon as you straighten up on this, so personally I'll be trying to scrub it and not really jump into the bottom, but that's where you dictate your speed off, I guess. So I'll catch your breath. You guys can come down the bottom there and I'll push out the next berm. So let's go. It's getting so close, so close. Look at it. Oh. If you want one in your yard or your paddock, Full Throttle Earthworks. We'll come and get it smashed out in a week for you. Smaller tracks we could probably do a bit quicker. There's a lot of time in the detail, in the final trim stuff, like the compaction on the sides and detail stuff. So I think I just said there's a lot of detail in the detailed stuff. Probably a given. Anyway, less thinking and more pushing. Trim a bit of fat off here, bit of loose stuff here which I'll brush. Old gimbal doesn't hold the phone up. It's not a gimbal, what do you call it, tripod. With the posi I'll brush this over. A bit of this loose stuff will go onto that very hard compacted clay. As you can see, there's a lot of back and forth, up and down, compacting it all. So then we'll come through and trim this up with the posi. But that will be done after we get stuck into that hill. This is the part that I cut first, up and over the top of the hill there, down to that tabletop is what I cut first, and then after the cows were let on it, I just walked away from it because I wasn't going to reshape it all after it started to dry out. So anyway, this has got a bit of moisture in it. This will hold good now when we trim it up. So it's going to be a lot of reworking that dry stuff, get a bit of moisture from underneath, and then recompact it all. So now you guys can prop up on the berm and we'll start cutting up that hill. Right, so while the camera charged, this is standard for me, I have put the whole track together. So we'll join it up. I reworked the dry section, built up that berm more, got to trim in the last bit with the posi to square it off a little bit more. Reworked that material at the top there, got it as best we could, compaction. That corner's done. I think that's where you went flat. I was doing that with the dozer, so we're going to go around now. Little lip off the top. I'm going to go around now and just start brushing over with the posi. Lots of work to do tomorrow with the posi. Cleaning it all right up, and then we'll get stuck into the demo lap. I will put the drone up, do a couple of laps from different angles there, and then do a bit of onboard stuff so you guys can see it. It's come up real good. With this is day 4, so day 5 it'll be definitely done. Just the finicky sort of finish on it now. Obviously you guys saw how long, well, it's time lapse, so you didn't really see how long, but how long it takes rolling in the sides to get all the compaction in it. Brush over all this material, get the whole site cleaned up. Plenty to do. That back side of the berm's good. That one's got to be done. That one over the back there's got to be done. That one up there's got to be done. Back side of these have to be done, and front sides. This side of the tabletop, this flat area here, either side of that hip over there, the big step up's got to be done. Back side of that far berm. Anyway, ranting on. Lots to do. So I've got, maybe you can see the sun's about to go down over the hill there, over the mountain. I'm just going to jump in the posi now, smash it a bit, but because I'm going to be moving so much around, I'm not going to bother putting the camera on. We'll just give you an update shortly.